Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler with me, Muirhead37. So we're finally flying the Lockheed L-1011 TriStar, and I can't even explain how much of a problem I'm having being able to do a full episode. In our last flight, we were actually up north, near Bismarck, and I had someone fly over to Bismarck for us. I flew it down to Wichita, made an episode. Great. Then when I'm done with the episode, I go to edit it, and I realize that the video, for some reason, the thing didn't record any of the game audio. So it's just me talking and some video. It was ridiculous. So I've been trying to do other flights, and I'm having all kinds of problems. By the way, when I flew to Wichita, I was able to land it a little bit better. In that first episode, both wheels went through the ground, and in this one, just the left wheel went through the ground. And screwed it up. Actually did more damage than the first one. I think the first one, the cargo was 90, and this one was 85. And I noticed that the problem on both flights, I cannot get the nose to raise up to flare. I don't know if it's just going a little too slow that I can't get the nose up or what it is. But I pull back as hard as I can, and the nose it won't go up. So maybe we try flying at 160 knots. Also, I want to stay on the throttle and basically fly it to the runway instead of cutting the throttle at the threshold of the runway and let it float down. This thing just seems to sink like a rock when we do that, so I may stay on the throttle a little bit longer and see if that helps. It could make it worse, who knows. And so I actually did another episode, and I had one of the problems that I had before when I was testing it out, and we were just flying around at 4X, cruising, and all of a sudden the needle goes straight up, and it said we were doing over 600 knots, and the aircraft overstressed. It wasn't my fault. We were just cruising, and all of a sudden the plane decided to do that. I had nothing I could do. So I had to get out of that, but I've got an idea right here. We're going to fly from Wichita to Albuquerque. Where is it? Right here. It pays pretty good. Then there's a job from Albuquerque over to, I believe, Fargo. Where did Albuquerque go? We're at Atlanta. That would be a problem. Albuquerque up to Fargo. We got plenty of time to do that, but then I'm going to probably just fly the thing from Fargo to Wichita, because there's a couple flights that I really want to do. If there's anything that comes close to Fargo to Wichita, I'll take that just to make some of the money back. But Wichita to Anchorage, I really want to do that. It doesn't pay a whole lot, especially when you compare it to Albuquerque, 255 to 315, and it's over 5 times as much. But then there's a flight from Anchorage. I'm doing that one to Fargo because it pays over $1 million. And then when we're in Anchorage, there's one that's got tons of time on it. Let's see. Anchorage to Honolulu. You got 66 hours, pays over $500,000. But it's one of those long flights, which is what the plane is built for. It's got, 6,000 miles. It can go on a tank. And then we've only hardly ever been to Honolulu, man. I think we had the 777 there. 747 flew out of there to another island. Fiji, I think we flew one time out of the middle of nowhere. But that's kind of what I want to do in the next few episodes. Hopefully we can get this thing. Like I say, it's been hell trying to get an episode going. We'll go ahead and accept this one to Wichita. I swear, Air Hauler takes forever. I don't know why. I wonder if it's a 32-bit program. I'll check that out. It gets really annoying sometimes, especially when you're already annoyed. As you can see, 6 hours, 49 minutes. And you'll love where it starts us off, because I loaded this up earlier. Trying to do the flight that screwed up. I'm going to put it so it's got 2,000 miles worth. That's good enough. Alright, we'll do a day flight and we'll move on over to the plane. Alright everybody, here we are at the plane. The last flight I landed, like I said, with the wheel down in the the runway, and so the plane came to a stop, and that's where we are. Right on the runway. I don't think we've ever started on the runway before. That's so stupid. Alright. I'm going to turn the APU on. Master power on. Started it up. Open the air bleed. Alright. Looks good. And I'll switch this over to APU. You can see we've got power now. Also, while I'm over here, I'm going to set this to 34,000. Cabin pressure. You'll get that horrible alarm if you don't set that, so I'll make sure I get that. Reset the altimeter. Should probably turn all these lights on since we're on the runway. Should really have the landing lights on technically. But I'll wait. Alright, let's go to data. Let's do our flight plan. KICT. Where is it? KICT to KABQ. Runway, since this, we're not going to be doing the normal route, it's going to be, I believe, one left. I believe. I can't remember if 01 or 01 left. Alright, 01 left. It took that. So that must be it. Alright, so we're going to depart. One left. And we'll be arriving on LS8, runway 8. No star. There's no SID at all. And the star, I didn't want to do the star because it takes you near the airport, but then there's a VOR on the other side. VOR ABQ. And you can't put a waypoint after the star in the flight plan. So I just said, heck with the star, we'll fly down the airway over to ABQ. That VOR, and then we can turn onto ILS, the approach for 8. Let's resize this. Can move that as well. Alright, let's see if we can get the engine started. When there's not enough fuel, not a ton of fuel, I've been having all kinds of problems. Sometimes when I start like this, 1 and 2 will start up, 3 will not. So then I'll turn these 3 on, and then 1 and 2 will go off, but 3 will start. The only way I can get them to all come on is to turn these 3 on and the gravity feed. I don't think that's the correct way, but when there's not a whole lot of fuel in it, it's like the only way. You'll see that this tank is completely dry right now. I actually had at one time, all 3 engines were started, and we had just done our pushback, so I went to go hit the throttle to taxi, and all 3 of them just shut off. It's kind of odd. I really don't know what I'm doing with that. Let's see, though. Control E. It should start up. Move our airspeed to 250 for the auto throttles. Heading 010. We are going to 34,000. A little far there. 34,000. There we go. Turn these on. By the way, someone asked me in the comments today, if this thing, when you're in autopilot, if you move the yoke, will it disengage the autopilot like in real life? And I found out, no, it does not. I've actually attempted that to find that out. And it does not. The autopilot keeps engaged. It's not supposed to, obviously. And in real life, they don't. But in this case, it does. Switch this over to FMC. I'm going to cut the parking brake off and arm that to takeoff. And he's armed. Let's go ahead and turn our landing lights on. I'll turn that text light on. Alright, engine 3's coming on. One other thing I want to do, continuous ignition. Looks like 3's on. So let's switch this back to Gen 1. We'll stop the APU and then turn this off. But you cannot turn the APU blade back off. I'm not sure why, but you can't do it. Alright. Let's go ahead and taxi down the runway. We'll cut off on that taxiway and go down to the end of the runway. And still, you got to use a ton of thrust. I just put the joystick in half. 50%, there's a little notch there that it sits into. So I just put it there. It seems to be alright for taxiing. Sometimes you get a little quick, but not too bad. It just takes a lot of thrust to get it moving. Really good looking plane. I really like that old United livery. It's kind of ugly, but I remember it from back in the day. So I kind of like it. Kind of nostalgia or something for a lot of the old liveries. Alright, slow it down a little bit. Although you got to speed it back up when you make the turn. This thing really slows down the turn. I know planes slow down the turn, but this one seems to be really bad. You got to go wide as heck too with this plane. I think we may have got a little too wide. Get back on the thrust. Actually, it was actually about perfect. Look at that. That was about perfect. Accidents happen. Luck happens. Slow it down just a little bit and turn. Get back on the thrust. We're gonna fall short. Just a little short because I got off the thrust. Should have just kept it. It's just weird because it feels like you're going way out, but you actually need to. Alright, we can turn the landing lights off. Keep that taxi light on. We can turn the strobe off as well. Although we'll be turning right back on. Let's get the flaps out to 10.
Flaps 4. Flaps 10.
And we need to trim it here in a second. I had a real problem with the nose wanting to come up real soon. So I don't put too much trim in it. We'll take care of that here in just a second. We come to a stop. I mess with my config file as well. I usually don't use buffer pools. I had it set in there, but I put it on use pools equals 0 so it wouldn't use them. And I switched that to 1, and I'm messing with the buffer pool. See if that helps any with the jaggedness, which I had noticed it has. Although we were at a third-party airport last time when it was doing some of the jaggedness. So that was probably part of it. Also messed with some of my anti-aliasing, or however you say it. And not the major, but the super samples, or I can't remember exactly the term that they use. But I mess with that as well. Which helps with some things being legible in other airplanes, I do believe. Alright, now that we're stopped, let's go ahead and trim this. This thing takes forever to trim. I hold down the trim button and then I use the wheel as well to help, or it would take even longer. Wish I would fix that. Alright, we'll put it right there. Oh, another thing. Let's see if it does it this time. This is the foot warmer button, and you can see it takes the yoke away. Sometimes it doesn't, though. It's kind of odd. It's a just flight thing, I guess. Alright, everybody at the runway. I'm going to have to merge this into another video. I was doing a setup and my mic was muted, so I had a problem again, so we're redoing it. Strobe can go back on. Landing lights on. Flaps are set to 10. We are trimmed. We can put this in takeoff. Anti-skid is armed. And everything is set up so we are ready to go. And we will do a rolling takeoff. Why not? Might as well. We have a long runway anyway. And no real reason to stop. Alright, going out wide. Cut it back in. May have not gone out far enough. You can see how slow it gets on the turn. Alright, we're lined up. Go ahead and increase the power. Pushing forward on the stick. Alright. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
When we get around 140, I'll let go of the stick. Because then it starts to want to start to really pull up. They'll get a little wobbly if you don't. Should give me the... There it is.
Rotate. V2.
Alright. Positive rate. Gear up.
Gear up.
I'll push forward on the nose just a little bit. I don't want to climb too much. We keep losing airspeed sometimes.
Flaps 4.
Alright, we'll make a turn to the left.
Flaps up.
Alright. Auto throttles are on. Autopilot is armed. Or on, I should say. Ah, get on there. Those need to be on. I'll do a vertical speed at 1,500 feet a minute. Turn on the nav elevation alarm. And it should be good to go. Turn the taxi light off. Take a look outside. Wow, what is this? I was about to say, are there tornadoes in Wichita? It could be this, the planes. There we are. There's Wichita. There's a bunch of small airports around here. I think that might actually be the Beechcraft airport. Can't remember. Beechcraft Company Airport? It looks like it because it is just one runway. Wow, look at it again. That does almost truly look like a frickin' tornado. That's crazy. Alright. Bring this back up so we can see it. We can increase our vertical speed a little bit now. Bring this to 254 to match it up. Alright. So we're well on our way. Everything is looking good, so I'll go ahead and speed it up and we'll be back in just a bit. Alright, everybody, I just slowed it down. We're 20 miles out. I slowed it down to 200 miles an hour, or knots, if you want to say. Alright, let's bring this up. You'll see that there's a VOR on the other side. Let's just go in here and select an approach just so we can actually watch it. Go ahead and activate that. Still a little big. If we zoom out, you can see that's our actual approach right over there. So what I was thinking, let's get rid of this. We're doing the 245. Let's switch this over to heading and not nav. All right. Got our auto brakes set to medium. We're gonna. Here's our airport right here. It jumps right up on us. I believe that's coming on the other side. As you can see out on the other side. Should actually put ourselves out a little further to the right. It's gonna be a tight turn right there. How did we get off heading? Or did we not even get on heading? What the heck happened there? We could use the GPS, switch it on nav and put GPS, but again, I don't want to do that. These aircraft wouldn't really have GPSs. I'm not even sure if they have FMCs or not. They definitely would not just, hey, switch this over to GPS. We can pretty much take that away now. The elevation of the airport is 5,300. Oh, we forgot our lights, by the way. It's 5,300 feet, so we've taken it down to about... Let's see if I can put it at 8,300. No, it's still going by 1,000 each time. So I put it at 8,000. We'll just swing back around. Finally, we're able to hopefully complete this flight. It has been one heck of a challenge, man. I'll tell you that. The overseas everything. I slowed it down. We were at 300 cruising at 300 knots. And I slowed it down to 250 before we descended. I think that helped a lot. Just descended at a slower speed. And I noticed we were coming up on a mountain range and we actually had to level off a little bit. Slow down our descent, our vertical speed.
Flaps 4.
Alright. Initial set of flaps. Make sure we slow it down a little bit. I'm trying to decide on a landing speed. The thing said 150 on a tutorial flight. I'm thinking maybe we go 155. 160 might be a little too fast. I don't know. We're not that heavy. We don't have that much fuel, you know? Slow it down to 180. Got it tuned to 111.9. That's our LS frequency. And see, the course, it will not let me select it by 1. It's going by 10 each time. It's so stupid. It's just a just flight thing, I guess. Makes no sense why you would do that. Sometimes it lets you move it by 1, sometimes by 10. I don't know. Not sure what the point of that was. So that is... Just want to make sure. ILS runway 8. Because it looks a little off. I don't know. It shouldn't be. But we'll get ready to make our turn. It's basically 180 degrees, I guess. We should have gone out to the right maybe a little bit more. We'll put out some more flaps. If we can slow down, we can try to avoid going out too far. I'm a little worried that we won't make this turn quite right. So maybe we should go out just a little bit further. Just in case we not able to make that turn. It is slightly tight, I think. Alright, I'm about ready to turn. Gonna mute my mic for a second. Starting to cough all of a sudden. Alright, we actually should be pretty good. We put this around 180. I guess we were a little further out than I was thinking. So we should be able to make it. Still should be at 8,000, yeah. Alright. Start turning in. We can hit the localizer in just a second. Come on. .081. Now it's going to go out just a little far, isn't it? Yeah, we went out a little far. Should have started turning earlier. But we're out so far and already down 300 feet, so it should make a huge difference. Come back a little left. See if we can hit the localizer. There we go. Can't really see the airport. Alright, let's go ahead and hit the... see if we can hit the approach while it's going back right now. See, we're not on the glide slope. Gotta come back left. I still don't see the airport exactly. We're actually here. We're coming back on the glide slope right now. There it is, right there. Just getting a little worried because now, yeah, it's gonna dive down.
Gear down 18.
Let's put that to 160.
Gear down and locked.
Alright, starting to get a little nervous. Because I obviously suck at trying to land this thing. Although I'm not too bad. I mean, if it crashes, it crashes. We haven't had a good one yet anyway. I'm just hoping I can pull the nose up. Alright. Set it at 155. We set our go around altitude. Oh, we're already at 8,000. Put it at 8,300. Now it can move by 100. That's interesting.
Flaps 22.
You can see how much thrust it takes to keep this thing going, even with those flaps like that. We actually put the gear down a little too soon, but I was afraid when we were climbing up to the glide slope, when we hit it was going to dive down and get going way too fast.
Flaps 33.
So that's why I put them down. Let's arm the spoilers. Actually, they were already earned. I was ahead of myself.
Flaps 42.
Alright, we're full flaps now. Let's try and get this thing for once. Come on. Man, is that a ridge? Definitely don't want to screw this one up.
1,000.
About to hit the autopilot. Get just a little bit closer. There we are. Auto throttles as well. Alright, we're drifting to the left. This plane loves going left.
500.
Come back to the right, plane.
3 minimums.
Fighting it to get back to the
100.
left.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Nose up. Nose will not come up. And we bounced it. Minor damage. The nose just... Now, you see the nose coming up right here? I can bring the nose up, but for some reason, when we're coming down, it just will not go up. I'm not sure if the auto brakes are engaged. We don't really need reversers now. It's a little late. Alright, manual braking. And this thing just does not stop. Well, at least we can get it off the runway. That's a first. I guess that's progress. Let's go park. Come on, bring it up.
Albuquerque ground, Lockheed, November 511 Papa Alpha, request taxi to the gate.
Come on, brakes. Work for me.
Papa Alpha, taxi to gate, Golf 7, taxiway Alpha 8 Alpha.
Alright, it's to our left.
Taxiing to gate, Golf 7, taxiway Alpha.
I know, I'm just heading thrust plane.
Papa Alpha.
Yeah, like I said, that's progress, I guess. But as you saw, I could not bring the nose up. And I don't understand why that's a problem. I mean, I guess it's not the trim problem. I don't know what I can do to bring the nose up. Alright, taxi, landing lights off, strobe off, taxi on. Make sure all this is off. Whoops, there we go. Hi, Vive. I don't know what's
Flaps
going
18,
on.
Flaps up.
Albuquerque ground, world travel 6943 with Oscar, ready to taxi.
This will be an interesting turn.
World travel 6943, taxi to and hold short of runway 3, in taxiway Alpha, Alpha 3, Echo 3, Golf 1, Foxtrot, contact tower 1.
Ah, she made it actually fairly easy. A little more thrust to get around. Such a tight turn, you do that. Alright. She really does not like that, does she? I won't turn the APU on or anything. Oh, come on, plane. I won't turn the APU on or anything since we're just going to shut her off. No real sense in that. I don't know why we're taxiing to the gates. I should have just said, heck, we'll park over here. That looks more like a cargo area anyway. Whoa. Got a little off to the right. Seems like, is that a plane? I cannot tell. No, that's just a tower. But there's a plane on the other side of that. That's what I'm looking at. Some of the signage now on the taxiways again. I don't know why that happens. all this signage in the way. I don't know if it'll notice if we hit it or not, but might as well try and go around it. Take it all this way and have it, say, crash into a sign. Not be good. I was gonna just turn right over there, but nah. We'll go down here. Maybe we'll take off on runway 8. Since we're going all the way down to it. Plane right ahead of us. I believe we got to stop here. This looks like a runway. Well, I don't know if we can stop. We were going extremely fast. Takes a lot to get it going. I can hear a prop plane, a small prop plane. On the brakes, will we be able to stop? Barely. It's that stupid truck. Oh, there it is. Is that a Cessna Grand Caravan? Yeah. I'm not holding my position because it's just going right on by. Told ya. Man, runway 8, that would be perfect because that's the way the wind's going. So we'll be like right there. Excelente. I'm actually not too upset about the landing. I mean, I wish I could land it, but the nose won't come up, but...
Flaps up.
I hit that again.
Flaps up.
I can't get the nose up. I don't know what I'll try. And that trim wheel moves so fast, I was thinking, boom, start hitting that trim wheel at the end, but no, it moves too slow to help. But once we hit, the nose will come up. So I'm not sure exactly what the hell the problem is with that. How to rectify it. I almost think it could be like a problem with when you get off the autopilot, it won't work. Or maybe if I could mess with it, start pulling up and stuff. Even though I won't, well, I don't know. I was going to say, hit up and stuff before you actually need to. Maybe it'll get it, I don't know. Parking brake is off. Taxi light is off. Strobe's off. Actually, we shouldn't turn those off until we actually cut the fuel, but yeah. Like I say, no reason to have the APU on or anything. Oh, the bleed air is off. Maybe it comes off automatically. Where's the battery? Oh no, his battery's probably over here, isn't it? Not that it matters, just put a figure. Heck, might as well hit it. If I can find it really quickly. There we go. Alright, let's move on over to Air Hauler and see the damage. Alright, here we are. You can see 4% damage. That's better. Probably still going to lose money on the flight. I don't know why I can't land it. I could land it, I just can't pull the nose up. Come on, Air Hauler. There you go. Come on. Oh, this thing gets so slow. There we go. There we go. Let's see how much that was going to cost us. Wait. Hey, two. That doesn't make any sense. 1.3 million. Might as well go ahead. We got the money. We actually, what are our finances? We got way over $2 billion in assets. Yeah, 42 $482 million cash, $2.2 billion. Yeah, money ain't anything for this company anymore. That's just really annoying. So yeah, next one will be, wait, was it to Fargo? Yeah, it is to Fargo, because I was thinking, yeah, we're not going to second round. It's only 532,000. So we're going to go to Fargo. It's 1.1 million. And then I'll either fly it to Wichita just to practice my landing or have someone else do it or something. So I don't think anything around here will be going near Wichita. So then we'll go back and then we'll fly up to Anchorage and then down to Honolulu. I think that sounds like an excellent plan. So that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I will catch you on the next flight.
500, 400, minimums, 200, 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.